All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Dahlia Strum, and I'm a teacher at the Fashion Institute of Technology here in New York City, as well as the founder of a mobile application called Ensambl, which populates outfit inspiration according to the weather. I want to thank Mallory Sills for joining us today. Mallory is a certified image consultant and stylist from the Fashion Institute of Technology, who's currently living in Chicago and has worked with industry vets, including Stacey London from What Not to Wear. Mallory, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good. So I'm really glad we're doing this today, especially because you guys seem to be having such a beautiful day, and all of a sudden the sun came out, and now we're having a fantastic day, and that means we need some bright outfits.
Yes, we do. Light and bright. That's what I keep telling everyone.
I love that mantra, light and bright.
Yes.
So starting off, I mean, I know that I'm probably going to have to sit down and go through my closet this weekend, which kind of dreading. So if you ever want to take a trip from Chicago to New York.
Right. I'm always game for that trip.
So what should I be keeping? What should I be getting rid of? Help us figure out what we should be doing with our closets.
Sure. So I always, when I'm kind of going through that whole process with my clients, you really want to take time to really take time out of your schedule and schedule it. So like you've done, you said I need to do it this weekend. So putting it on the calendar and not, before you start anything, kind of evaluate what could come up that could prevent me from going through this, because I have some clients that say, you know, well, my kids will come in the room, or I'll get a phone call, or plans will come up. So it's kind of easy to get out of doing what we're supposed to do with our closet, or what we know we need to do. So really designating a time and just saying, no matter what comes up, I'm not going to let anything distract me from that. That's always kind of the first thing I have. Even when I go into the closet with my clients, I'll say, like, let's turn our phones off. We're not going to answer emails during this time, so it's really just focusing on the closet at hand. And I usually recommend not going through your entire wardrobe if you have separate wardrobes for spring, summer, and fall, winter, because it can be a lot to do, especially if you have a significant wardrobe like I do. I mean, I have a section that's really just designated to fall, winter, because I do live in Chicago, so there are things that I do need to wear when it's 40 below that I can't wear when it's 90 degrees out, nor would I want to. So if you can kind of break that up into spring, summer, and then do it again in the fall, winter time. So you're really able to kind of focus on what you're wearing right now. And as you're kind of going through, I'll always tell everyone, just start from one end and work your way through. And really be honest with yourself and kind of think, have I worn this lately? Am I really in love with it anymore? Because I find when I go through closets with my clients, they'll kind of say things like, I really loved it at one time. So it's kind of like they feel like they're supposed to keep it because they really did love this piece at one point in their life. But it's okay to not love it anymore. You know, I'll kind of say, it's okay, we kind of fall out of love with our clothes sometimes because they worked for us where we were at that point in our life. And as we change, our wardrobe needs to change. And we're different people than we were a year ago. So sometimes with something that you loved last year, you kind of think, I don't know if it's really me anymore. So that's something, and really be honest about it. And it's okay. Like I said, I always tell my clients, it's okay to say, I don't love it anymore. It's not like a life-changing, you know, it's not anything huge. It is a shirt or a dress or whatever, as much as we love them. It's not life or death, so to speak.
Yeah. How do you decide how to keep those memory pieces? I mean, sometimes you just have like such amazing memories associated with certain wardrobe items. How do you know what to purge or what to keep?
Well, it kind of comes down to deciding, is it the style that I really want for myself? Because what we wear is representing us every day. We're kind of making that decision about what message we want to send that day with what we're wearing. So is it what message you want now, or was it the message you wanted when you first purchased it? And like I said, be really honest. And also fit is huge. If it doesn't fit your body right now, even if it's something, I'm all about my clients having goals for, you know, if you're on a weight loss journey or something like that, I'm all about that. I think that's amazing. But it's also something where if it used to fit, or when I lose 5 pounds, or when I lose 10 pounds, it's kind of like if we have that hanging in our closet every day, we're kind of torturing ourselves. You know, it's a constant reminder every day you go into your closet, you're seeing, oh, I'm still not fitting in that. Oh, I'm still not fitting in that. And it instantly kind of changes your mindset, and you're kind of right away in the morning kind of putting yourself down in a sense, because it's kind of like stepping on a scale, and when the scale doesn't move, it's frustrating if you're wanting it to move. So fit is huge. So if it truly doesn't fit your body, I don't believe that it should be in the closet that you're in every day. If they're pieces that you really have an emotional attachment to, or they hold really special memories for you, see what else you can do about it. Sometimes you can get some sort of bin or a chest or something like that to still keep them, so you're not having to donate or consign them and then be completely out of your life. They're still there, but they're not taking space up in your closet. I'm sure, especially for you living in New York, you know, closet space is limited. And so we want to make sure that what's in our closet are things that fit us now, work for us now, and things that we're wearing and that do us justice and are doing everything that we want them to do. So fit is huge. So you can always find something creative to do. Maybe it's an alteration. Maybe if it was a jacket that you really love, but it maybe isn't, maybe it was kind of great for 5 years ago, but it feels a little bit dated now. Take it to a seamstress or someone that you trust to maybe see how it can be reconstructed or something like that, or tailored just a little bit. Or I've had some clients that they had jackets from like the 80s and 90s with the shoulder pads, like the big giant shoulder pads. So we were able to get those taken out and the length taken up a little bit on the jacket, and it was like a completely new jacket, but they still had that jacket. So take it to someone that you trust, that might be able to help you kind of creatively see how you can repurpose it. If you have like a really good tailor or someone that's in design of some sort that can really kind of see things in that way, a lot of times with pieces like jackets and things, even just kind of bringing the, you know, kind of shortening it a bit can do wonders for things, because jackets used to be so long, I feel like, with a lot of my clients that kind of have jackets from 10 years or more, that the length is huge. And the more you see your body, the more flattering it is, because we're seeing where you're at. So those are kind of some things that we'll kind of do for that. Or if you have another closet that you can store things in. Some of my clients have multiple closets in their home. So one closet can kind of be that place that's just those memorable things. You're not wearing them anymore, and it's not a closet that you go to every day, so it's not something you're seeing all the time and taking up space in your working closet. So those are some things that you could try to do with that.
I think that's fantastic advice. I really love like putting things in bins as opposed to feeling like it's claustrophobic in your closet.
Yeah.
So kind of hitting on that, I love the Container Store. Do you guys have that by you?
We do, yes. I love containers and anything organizing. It's so fun.
I love it. It's like amazing when I go into that store. But so what are like some of your suggestions in terms of organizing your closet, whether it's hangers or bins or, I don't know, you tell me.
I'm big on hangers, and the slim hangers, not the plastic or wire or wood hangers that I see a lot of, because they tend to take up a lot of space. And honestly, I've seen so many clients that used the those big plastic hangers that everyone used to have, or those wire hangers, and you can see just the way the clothes kind of hang on them. They're ruining the shoulders of the clothes quite often. They begin to leave marks that even after washing might not go away after a certain amount of time because they're kind of being stretched out. And so I'm big on the slim hangers, and there are a ton of different companies out there that have them. One of the struggles that I found with some of, like, kind of the basic ones that we see a lot of places, those basic slim hangers that you kind of see everywhere online, and I know Costco sells them in packs of like 35 for $8 or something like that. But the only problem that I find with that is because we're not paying a lot for them, they tend to break easily.
Yeah.
So it's really finding a quality hanger. And I know a lot of my clients will say, I don't want to spend a fortune on my hangers because it sounds kind of silly, but it really is going to be worth it in the long run, especially if your hangers start to break, that kind of thing. But I have found a company that I love, and they have the slim hangers, but they also have them for pants. So specific pant hangers, and they have, these kind that are specific for shirt, and they kind of go down instead of, the ones they really are very wide, which I find could be another struggle. It's just like this. They have some like that too, which are great for certain pieces, but some shirts, like if it's a long sleeve shirt or a short sleeve shirt, it's kind of stretching it out, which is what we don't want to do when we're switching to these hangers.
Mellow out at the end. It feels like you can actually keep something on the hanger as opposed to it falling off.
Exactly. And that's why I love the felted kind of covered hangers, because when I go through a lot of my clients' wardrobes, if they have the plastic or the wire hangers, you barely will touch anything, and some of the silkier tops start falling off, and I know that they get frustrated, and it's frustrating for me too because we're trying to kind of navigate through, and I know that happens every morning that they get dressed. And who wants to deal with rehanging their whole wardrobe every morning?
That could drive a person crazy.
Yes, it drives me crazy, and I'm only there for a couple hours, so that's why I'm always like, we need to get some hangers that won't slide off.
Yeah.
But I'm big on having your clothes kind of organized by category. So having your shirts together, having all your pants together. I like to, if it's possible, to even go a little step further and having like your dress pants together, having your jeans together. So it's kind of like by like. The categories are by each other. I like to go a step further than that in my personal wardrobe, and I go by color too, because my whole thing with my clients is making your closet a happy place, because it's not a happy place for a lot of people. And when things are organized and they look pretty, it makes you kind of want to go in there a little bit more often. And I had a client tell me that recently, actually. She said, oh my gosh, I never realized how kind of toxic my wardrobe felt simply based on the organization.
Yeah.
And she's like, now that everything's by color and category, sometimes I go in there just to look at it, which is kind of fun to hear, because I totally relate, because I love to just look at my closet, and I would make my office in my closet if I could. But right. One of the other great things about hangers like that is now a lot of companies are having them in different colors, which I found to be really helpful. Some of my clients have like different colors for different types of garments. So all their tops will be on blue. All their bottoms will be on pink. So you could do it that way. Another way I've seen it done, which I think is really great for if you have a big family. So each family member has their own color. So their daughter will have the pink. Their husband has the blue, which is kind of fun because, especially if you have kids, it's kind of like those are their hangers. And everyone kind of has their own, they kind of are able to have their own hangers that are just for them, and kind of get the whole family involved, which helps with things like that, especially for spouses that share a space and share a closet. It's kind of helpful to differentiate, okay, so he has all the blue hangers, he's over here, she has all the pink or something like that, kind of separating it so it's not kind of feeling like it's all mixed in.
Yeah. Some fantastic ideas. I'd love to dive deeper in terms of like the actual closet. So
yes.
I know that we have like different items from the winter that it feels like we should only be able to wear during the winter, but I feel like we can repurpose it, or taking some items that are going to be a little bit, I recognize that like the fabrics might be a little bit heavier, but maybe on like cooler days we can take those and make it more suitable for the summer. What are your recommendations?
Absolutely. I love that. I'm definitely all about kind of having things overlap as much as possible. And my biggest recommendation with that is, especially if the fabrics tend to be a little bit heavier in some of your fall winter pieces, but like you said, on those cooler nights when you need a little extra something, even if the colors are a little bit darker in those fall winter pieces, pairing them with something that's the lighter and brighter that I talked about before. I'm big on just making it feel lighter. So if you have a darker colored sweater or something, kind of cardigan that you just want to throw on over something, pairing it with a dress that maybe is a little bit lighter in fabric and kind of the opposite feelings of those fabrics, make the outfit really interesting too, because it's kind of like, oh wow, that's different. It's kind of like when you see something sheer mixed with something leather. It's really a cool combination because they're so different and the weight of the fabrics are so different. Same thing with color. So if you have something in a really dark brown or a navy or something like that, pair it with a white or pair it with a coral or something like that, and it will instantly feel much more different and much lighter than as opposed to pairing it with another dark color. Because living in Chicago, we have a long winter, and my whole thing is when I go to networking functions or something like that, and it's the middle of summer. Last summer, I remember I went to one, and it was in the 90s that day. I mean, it was a warmer day, and I saw all of these people in head-to-toe black, and I thought, oh my gosh, they looked hot. You know what I mean? I kind of want to be like, do you want a glass of water? Because I feel like you're hot. Because it just feels, for the sake of, I think it's because for you too, we have a winter, and when it is warmer out, it's kind of like we want to mimic what the weather's doing. So having those lighter colors, it doesn't feel as hot to us, I think. And it just feels more appropriate. So I'm all about just having like pops of color. So even if it's in a shoe or something like that, just having something that's brightening it up.
Definitely. What kind of shoes do you recommend? Like, are we talking pumps? Are we talking wedges?
Well, it's definitely personal preference. I'm a heel girl myself, but a lot of my clients struggle with heels, which I understand. Not everyone can spend their whole day in a stiletto. I don't expect everyone to. So thankfully, I think retailers and designers have finally realized that even though you can't wear a 5-inch platform all day, doesn't mean you should have to sacrifice cute shoes. You should still be able to have cute shoes. So a lot of designers have come up with cute shoes that are still flat and comfortable for people. Like I have these just to kind of show you. These are my personal, but just a flat in like a pop of color. Yeah. Even if it's just with like a darker pair of jeans or something like that, instantly it just feels lighter and brighter. But if you want to heel, these are my favorite right now. I've kind of been wearing them to death. but the nice thing about getting a shoe in multiple colors like this is it kind of is limitless with what you can wear it with.
Yeah.
And I'm all about versatility for my clients, and it's, get something that has a ton of different colors in it. It looks really kind of fun too. It's kind of like, oh, I love those shoes. And if you're at a networking event, it's a conversation starter too, because someone's going to comment on your shoes when you're wearing something so bright. And that's what you want when you're out networking. You want people to come up to you and start talking to you. Another thing that I like is like a light neutral, kind of like this. Just, again, this way it's a neutral, so you can wear it with a lot, but it's not a black. So, instead of a black pump, replace that with a nude pump or something that's close to your skin color. Plus, it elongates your leg line, which, who doesn't want longer legs?
I wish for those privately.
I know, right? We all, if only I could be a model. But those are some examples, like, for accessories. Accessories can be a really great way to kind of transform your look from fall, winter to spring, summer, because it can be the same dresses or the same skirts or pants, but just change out the accessories. Instead of wearing boots or black shoes, you're replacing it with a coral shoe or a neutral shoe or something like that. It's a really easy way, and it's a budget-friendly way too, because shoes, you can have a couple pair. Instead of buying a whole new spring-summer wardrobe, you can change out a couple accessories. Depending on where you shop for shoes, you can get, these shoes are from Target. So
Get out of here.
yeah, well, it was one of the designer collaborations. So it was the Pravo collection. But even like doing, yeah, but even doing something like that, look out for when Target does those collaborations. Those shoes cost me $19.
Wow.
And, so when you find things like that, scoop those up, because they're statement pieces, but they're also things that you can wear for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. So kind of hitting on that, what are 3 items that we should be getting rid of or 3 trends that we should be getting rid of in our wardrobes?
Oh, trends. Trends is always an interesting topic for me, because with my clients, I tend to focus more on being updated, because trends are hard, because they're obviously made for the gorgeous models that are walking the runways and things like that. I would say, I don't know that trends are so generalized. Really, anything that's a trend that doesn't necessarily fit your body shape is a huge, just kind of, we need to move on from that, because sometimes I find my clients will say, well, it's really popular, so everyone should have it. Kind of like maxi dresses have been popular now for a couple of years, but they're not the most flattering on everyone. Maxi dresses can be hard to wear and look really amazing in for a lot of people. For me, I'm more petite. I'm 5'2", so when I wear a maxi dress, the dress is wearing me instead of vice versa. I would say, so like maxi dresses, like I said, not forcing yourself to wear something just because it's trendy is a huge one for me. I'm trying to think. If anything, for some reason recently I've had a lot of shoulder pads with my clients. Shoulder pads and jackets.
Coming from.
I know. I know some designers kind of made it cool, but that's one of those things that's hard to make it look updated, have it as an updated kind of trend. I have to say, one of my trends that I'm not a fan of this season are the Birkenstocks. I've never been a big fan of the whole Birkenstock thing. It might also be because a lot of my clients are business owners, and no matter how much you dress up a Birkenstock, it's not the most professional kind of trend,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah. But it could be like a casual weekend type of thing. So if people do that, you never know.
Right. Yes. So, and I have, okay, so the other one would probably have to be high-waisted shorts, like the jean high-waisted shorts that are almost like the, I've seen a lot of articles online about kind of making light of the of the trend, with it kind of being the mom jeans that were cut off, like someone looks like you kind of cut it off to make it a short, just because they're not flattering. I really haven't seen anyone that it looks really amazing on, unless you're in really, really slim and really, really tall. But it's not the most flattering on anyone's shape, I find. The jeans specifically, I think high-waisted is great on a lot of people, but the high-waisted jean, because the zipper is so long and it's kind of, it tends to give you more of a stomach than you have. You know, it's kind of like emphasizing areas that you don't have.
Nobody should ever emphasize, ever.
I know. No woman wants more of a stomach.
Well, Mallory, thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time to share all this information with us. We'll definitely have to catch up next time.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.